Okay, here we go. So, how to be a high school robotics star. At worst, this is going to be a lot of embarrassing photos and nostalgia, and at best, it will be a model of how to get young kids involved and excited about science and technology and solving real-world problems with real-world engineers. So, First Robotics is an organization that does just that. It gets kids excited about science and technology in a number of different ways. And it's basically governed by this idea of gracious professionalism, which is, I guess you could say, respectful competitiveness. And so, First Robotics was started by this guy, Dean Kamen here. And he has a cutting-edge robotics factory in New Hampshire, US, where he makes robots like this, tools, wheelchair that goes upstairs, cutting-edge prosthetics that hopefully they'll use at Cope one day, and he wears denim all the time. So, robotics competition. The season is upon us. It means that thousands of teams throughout America and internationally will make a robot in 6 weeks to compete in a game, a very specific game, such as stacking tetrahedrons. I'll show you some of the games very soon. So who's on the team? We've got some old crusty engineers, we've got our mentors, and we've got our students here. The engineers are from a local industry. They're from the local microchip processor down the road from our shack. The mentors are from anywhere, and the kids are from all demographics in high school. And basically, it all starts with the kickoff. The kickoff is highly anticipated because at the kickoff we find out what we're making our robot to do for the next 6 weeks. So it's highly anticipated on the forums online. Kids up all night thinking about what it might be. And that's our timeline. We've got a countdown clock. And so the game is unveiled at this time, and we find out what we're going to be performing in, basically. Usually, pretty much every year, there are 2 alliances, 2 teams of 3 robots on each team. So these are 60-kilogram robots. These are big guys, 3 on 3, and they could be doing a number of different tasks, and I'm going to show you some games soon. So the build season is here, and we start with our base. We've got our drivetrain, we've got our batteries, and then we start working on the components. What tools are the robot going to have to compete in the game arena using the game props, which in that case are Nerf balls down there. So a lot of prototyping, designing. And then before you know it, it's crunch time. There are 2 days or 2 hours left, and before we have to ship the robot, every team in the country has to ship it at the same time. So we only have 6 weeks. So it's 2 a.m., everyone's hopped up on Emroy Hasib or something, and we're in the high school auditorium driving our robot and breaking it and fixing it and driving it. And then we all get on a bus a couple weeks later to go to regionals. Ours was in New Hampshire, but they're all over the country. And at regionals, it's really a crazy scene. It's like a professional wrestling arena or something. There's like big lights and techno music playing and an announcer and the big screen. And back there we have the pits where the pit crews are fixing the robots. And this is what it feels like to be down on the field, ready for action. We got a driver, an operator, a coach, and we're about to get announced here. Maybe you can't hear it. We just got announced, and there are fans up in the stands with our Amoebus Red Blob mascot. Those 2 people are on our team, on our alliance. The pit crew is essential because after every match, our robots limp back to the pits because we either ran into a wall, or someone crashed into our side, or the chain is off, or the battery's out, or the arm is broken. So they're feverishly working on our robot to get it ready for the next match in 10 minutes or 1 hour. And then we have the reconnaissance team, and their job is to sneak around and look at every other robot and find out what they're good at and what they're bad at, so we know what we're up against next match. And if you're in the top few teams at the end of 2 days of matches, you get to choose who's going to be on your alliance. So we want to know who's good and who's not. So I want to show you this game first. That's our robot over yonder, and we're picking up this tetrahedron, a triangular PVC pyramid thing. And sorry for the home video quality, but thank you. Just drop it right on there like that. That's how we score in this game. And how do we do it, you ask? We have a lift system with a pulley that brings the tetrahedron up, at least 2 meters, and then we have this arm here that pushes the tetrahedron out into position, and this little flicker nose that flicks it off onto the big tetrahedron for the score. All the Swiss cheese is to save weight. This is the next game. It's a ball game, so we designed this robot to pick up these balls, these Nerf balls, styrofoam balls, and shoot them into this target 7 feet, 2.5 meters up, 3 foot diameter, and we have some slow motion for you. Brace yourself. The ball, there we go, that's a score, yes! And it hit from behind. The pit crew's not going to be happy about that. So how do we do it? We bring the balls up in the front here into the hopper, this storage area, and then they get lifted with that white belt into this wheel, which is spinning, and depending on the speed of the wheel, we can control the trajectory, and the turret can rotate independently of the direction of the robot. This is the last game I'm going to show you. This is inner tubes. We're stacking inner tubes. Count it. We're stacking inner tubes on this spider-like contraption, and you get big points if at the end of the 2-minute round you can raise another robot on your alliance above the ground. So we're just our ramps and going for it. Oh, didn't happen that time, but good try. So we had these ramps that folded down, and the coolest thing about this robot was the intuitive control, where you can see in this terrible photo here, that's the joystick, and you put your hand in this box, and if you push your hand forward, the arm goes forward, and if you push your hand back, the arm goes back and up and down, and that was how we were controlling that one. So what's the moral? I don't know. Robotics definitely got me going down the track of science technology career-wise, and I learned way more than I did in anything else in high school, and especially important things like secret handshakes, which we all know is key for international development work and everything else pretty much. So that's all I have for you. Thanks a lot.